Well, good morning there, private practice success community. How are you guys going today? If this is your first time watching a video on my page, who am I? My name is Garamala. I am a clinical psychologist by trade, but after 10 years of running my own 2-group private practices, I am now a business coach to allied health professionals just like yourself. So I'm actually at my Logan home practice today. It's my first visit here since the holidays, so I was super excited to come in this morning. But before I start talking to you about today's topic, I just want to do a quick check. I've got my laptop here and I want to check, make sure that we are live streaming on the page, because Facebook has been a bit glitchy of late. I'm not sure if you've noticed with live streams, and want to make sure that if there are people joining me live, that I can actually see your comments. So if you are joining me, say hi, say hello in the comment box. Even if you're watching the recording, I will always come back and respond to any comments and questions. Fabulous. Let's have a look here. Yes, we are live. So as I said, I'm here at my Logan home practice, which is on the south side of Brisbane, and today I am doing an interview for somebody that's applied for a clinician role, a psychologist role here at the practice. And this is probably the first interview that I'm doing in like almost 2 years, because normally my principal psychologist would do the interviews for us, but my principal psych is today seeing clients, and I was coming in anyhow to see one of my clinical clients. So I put up my hand and said, maybe I need to get some practice again after more than 2 years. How about I come in and do this interview for us? So I am sure, and I've got confidence that it's going to be like riding a bicycle. Hey Abby, thanks for joining me. And I'm just gonna get back into the flow of doing interviews later on. I think the interview is at 11:30 or somewhere there. It's in my diary. But anyhow, so I thought, seeing that I'm doing an interview today, I might share a bit of information around that process with you. Because doing an interview, hey Kim, thanks for joining. Doing an interview is not as simple as just pitching up, printing a resume and asking questions, all right? It's, if you want to do it right, it is way more complex than that. So here at the Psych Professionals, and this is also the model that I teach my private practice success community, I follow a 3-phase interviewing process when I am recruiting, and I'm talking specifically clinicians here, whether that's psychologists, OTs, speech pathologists, dietitians, whomever. If it's an allied health professional clinician wanting to join your practice, we follow a very structured 3-phase process. So phase 1 is even before the interview, all right? So there's certain number of steps that you need to take during phase 1 before you get to today where I am at, where I'm interviewing them. And then phase 2 is the interview process itself on the day, and I'm going to come back to phase 2. And then phase 3 is the post-interview process, okay? And there's specific steps there. Now when people come and they attend my masterclass weekend workshop, I take them through all 3 phases, and we go into detail into all the steps involved in every phase. Now we don't have time to go through all of that today, but it is so important in order to get it right. I always feel immense pressure on myself as a practice owner to make a good choice. First and foremost, why? Because the person I choose to come and join my team, I'm gonna let them loose on a wonderful but very vulnerable client group. Okay, our clients here at the Psych Professionals, they are amazing people, but a lot of them are very vulnerable people. So I want the best person possible, And I'm not saying the best is the most experienced, because I know from experience that that's not true. All right, even if it's a brand new clinician or it's a psychologist with 10-20 years experience, I feel immense pressure to ensure that the person that's going to come in and sit in that chair over there, and the clients are sitting in that chair over there, because I'm in one of the consult rooms now, that this clinician is going to be amazing. They're going to have empathy. They're going to be able to have engagement, build rapport, trust with their client, and they're going to have the skills and the competencies and have that sense of getting it if they don't have it, and really doing whatever's in the best interest of that client. So I feel immense pressure to do that. I also feel immense pressure to ensure that this person that's going to come into my already existing team of clinicians are going to be a great fit. You know, it's such hard work building the culture amongst your team, and one bad choice can be like a bad apple that makes the whole lot rotten. Okay, so it's so important for your continuing positive, productive team morale that you make a good selection, and therefore you also want to select people that obviously aligns to the mission and the vision of your practice in terms of making a difference. For us here at the Psych Professionals, that is helping people live the life they deserve, for people to know that they are worthy to have that life. So somebody that's aligned to that message, and that also shares very similar values to the rest of us in terms of how we pitch up every day at the practice, not only as a clinician but as a fellow team member, whether that is your role as a team member, as a peer, whether you are in a leadership position in the practice as a principal or our CRT leader, or how you pitch up in respect to how you deal with the admin people, because they are our important support people. So we need to get it right on so many different aspects, which is why over the years I've developed this 3-phase process in terms of really making sure that I make the right decision. Now, I will be the first to put up my hand and say that sometimes I still make the wrong decision. The one thing I don't have is a crystal ball. All right, and it's so important not to let ego get in the way when you've made the wrong decision, but to go, you know, I acknowledge that I have, and I'm going to learn from it, and what do I need to do to rectify that wrong decision. But if you follow the 3-phase model, I can tell you that the probability of making a good choice and making the right decision increases, but nothing unfortunately is foolproof, because again, you're not a fortune teller, you do not have a crystal ball. So coming back to phase 2 then, which is today. So the first thing I did when I walked into the practice, I put all my stuff down here in the room where I will be doing the interview. So I went up to reception, the lovely Ash, and I said, Ashley, please, I said, I'm doing an interview today. This is the person that's coming in at this time. I need you to ensure that the practice is interview ready. Okay, this is a very important aspect of the process. So I'm going to leave this question with you, and I want you to let me know in the comments below, what do you think do I mean with that question? What do I expect Ash to go and do now that I've asked that question? So the question again is the practice interview ready? Okay, so I'm going to leave that with you. I'm going to go see my clinical clients. I'm going to do that interview, and then I'm going to come back, and I look forward to going through the comments and seeing what it is that you think I mean with that question. If you don't know, just guess. If you had to ensure that your practice is interview ready before a potential new team member arrives for the interview, what do you think you need to do? Alrighty, so I'm going to leave it at that. Have a fabulous day, and remember, as always, all you need to do is say yes to your very own ultimate level 5 private practice, and I'll speak to you again very, very soon. Bye for now.